We're playing very possibly the best team in the league. You know, we don't know what's going to happen in the East. And 9.75 people out of 10 would figure the Warriors will beat the Spurs. Well, we've had a pretty damn good season. We've played fairly well in the playoffs. I think we're getting better. And we're up 23 points in the third quarter against Golden State. And Kawhi goes down like that. And you want to know if our chances are less, and you want to know how we feel, that's how we feel. Follow up? Does that pretty much cover it? Okay, thank you. But this is crap. And because he's got this history, it can't just be, oh, it was inadvertent. He didn't have intent. Who gives a damn about what his intent was? You ever hear of manslaughter? You still go to jail, I think, when you're texting and you end up killing somebody, but you might not have intended to do that. All I care is what I saw. All I care about is what happened. And the history there exacerbates the whole situation and makes me very, very angry.
Skip?
Yes.
Did you like Pop's rant?
Joy, Shannon.
You over there drinking tea?
I didn't love it.
What?
I didn't love it. I felt like it came across as a day late, felt a little staged to me. And in the end, it came across more as a concession speech than a motivational speech that needed to be delivered the night before or the day before, because the game started obviously at 12:30 Pacific time.
Mm-hmm.
And first, let me get this out of the way. Once again, just as a longtime Spurs fan, I'm ashamed of the way Gregg Popovich gets away with treating the media. So once again, he just singled out and showed up and humiliated and shamed a reporter for asking what I thought was the obvious, legitimate, relevant question of the day, which is how much more difficult is it going to be if, in fact, Kawhi can't play? He's listed as doubtful for tonight.
Skip, a first-year journalism student could do that.
So what are you talking about? Somebody has to ask that question. And he went off on the guy and just went off and off and off because he was looking for somebody to single out and show up, because he had clearly premeditated and practiced this quote-unquote rant of his that came across as more fake anger to me, like mock anger, pseudo anger, like he'd practice it in front of a mirror, than raw emotion type anger that we occasionally do get from him. It was like fake outrage instead of raw emotion. And I want to be clear, I agreed with every point he made. I tweeted it immediately. You can look at my timeline. Immediately, I said that was a dirty play by a dirty player. And that's basically what he was saying there in nicer terms. But Zaza Pachulia is a dirty player. We can see a long history. Can we see all of his dirty plays in a row? You can just see one after another against various Spurs. There's one against Westbrook. Just that starts it right there, or finishes it.
That
right
finishes
there.
it.
Yeah.
This probably started it.
Yeah. Patty Mills. That's Kawhi.
That's Kawhi when he locked his arm.
Yep, locked up his arm, could have broken his arm, pulled it out of the socket. Yep. Here comes Westbrook. And by the way, Westbrook liked Pop's rant on Instagram yesterday because of that play. Yeah, there we go again. So this is this guy's history. Here's Patty Mills. Patty slung down in the face, across the forehead. Way to go, Zaza. It's like a hockey goon. That's what, and again, maybe that's why Golden State signed him this year. They felt like they needed more toughness or borderline cheap shot toughness. And I hope they're proud of themselves, because they just won the series because of one move by one dirty player that basically ended this thing. So I get all that. And obviously, it's going to be very difficult without two Finals MVPs now. No Kawhi, no Tony Parker. And these are not the Rockets with one solo star, James Harden. Then you're going to sink or swim with how he plays. It's obviously Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. They have so many weapons that even if Klay has to take out Patty and focus on defense, it just doesn't matter, because the slack will get taken up by Steph and Kevin Durant. So it's pretty hopeless tonight. But frankly, I wish Pop had delivered that rant with raw emotion the day before, right after the game. The play happened right under his nose in front of the Spurs bench. So it's not like it happened way over there where he needs to check the tape. You saw it happen. Why can't you just let your emotions raw spill right after the game? I don't know. You're going to get fined for it, obviously, but so what? That's what you needed to deliver. That would have helped unite and re-inspire your team.
I think the thing is, Skip, you say you didn't like Pop's rant because it felt staged to you. And you said you wish he had said this immediately after the game. I'm glad he didn't, because it probably would have been curse word. Every other word would have been bleep, 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 bleep. And that's not good, Skip. You know that, I know that.
He's not that prone to do that, but go ahead.
But if he would have, right after the game,
Yeah.
they're up 23 on the road to arguably the best team in the NBA that won 67 games, have swept the first 2 rounds, and you're up 23, and he sees that, as you mentioned, that play happens right in front of his eyes. You don't think it would have been some curse words in there if he'd have said this immediately after the game?
I mean, he's been doing this for so long. He's pretty good at editing out the curse words on the fly, but whatever. I don't care. Curse if you need to.
No.
Well, it merits it. It warrants it. It was that dirty of a play.
In law, they have a term what's called the cooling off period, in which you're supposed to use the discretion. And even when you go speak to therapists, they say, take 5 minutes, 10 minutes to yourself, let everything. But you know what I like most, Skip? What did he say, Skip? He using my material.
He did.
He's watching. You keep on talking about I wanted to be a washed up lawyer. Skip, every day I come in here, Skip, this is our court.
You don't want to be a washed up lawyer. You want to be a really good lawyer.
I really want to be. I want to be. You consider me a washed up old lawyer. I guess I'm a shade tree lawyer. I give advice, but I'm not. I don't have a degree. Skip, when I come in here, I look at this as my courtroom, and Joy is the judge. Sometimes you're the prosecutor. I'm the defense. Sometimes I'm the prosecutor. You're the defense. The people that's listening at home and in their cars, they're the jury. I don't try to convince you. I try to convince them. And when
So how is it that you've never won a case in this court?
Oh, they be telling me how you think the hashtag bust Skip up got started?
Oh.
When I bust you up on your other show.
That's why you read those 4 people who follow you on Twitter.
But you know what I like about it, Skip? I got to give you so much credit. Because normally, when a guy busts you up like I did on short term, I took this match on short term, Joy. They called me, can you come fill in for Stephen A? Appreciate that, Stephen A. I was like, sure. So I came in there, I bust him up. Not only did I do a good job, this man, I bust him up so good, he's like, I want him on my team. So he can't bust me up no. Now I just bust him up on the reg. You see what I'm saying, Joy? You get this right?
No.
Joy, actually, he busted me up laughing. I was just broken up laughing by some of his arguments.
Skip,
Anyway.
and this is the thing. Intent has nothing to do with this, because guess what? Kawhi is still probably going to miss game 2. So whether he intended to do it or not, the result is still the same. And I said what Coach Popovich relayed again, what I said. His history, he's lost all benefit of the doubt.
Correct.
You don't get to keep doing something over and over again and then says well, I'm not a dirty player. Skip, I don't even want to call the man dirty. I ain't going to say he's a dirty player. But he ain't clean. He got a little dirt on him. So I ain't saying he filthy, but he dirty, Skip.